Hello and welcome to Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. This is Cyrus, and on today's video, I want to ask the question, what is it that you want in your afterlife? And this relates to some conclusions I've made concerning how it seems like on the metaphysical level, on the multidimensional level, we have some level of control over the conditions that we create, the realities that we create for ourselves, or the realities that we go into, and how this could be of concern for people who are not paying attention to the type of reality that they are creating. Before we go deeper into this topic, a couple of announcements. So, if you're watching this video on, I believe, a Saturday, then coming up on Sunday is my debate with a fellow named Tom Jump on the Seeking I channel. I know I got that name of the channel messed up in my prior video. So again, that's Seeking I, and it's a debate with an ARC afterlife skeptic. Kind of know how these debates tend to go, so maybe I'm making a mistake by jumping into it, but it might be entertaining for you guys anyway. So I have a link down below to the Seeking I channel. Be sure to subscribe to it as well to help our friend out, because it's an interesting channel full of very interesting discussions. So if you want to watch my debate, then just hop onto the live stream at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be tomorrow morning. Another quick announcement is, as you can tell, I have a bit of a new setup here. New camera, new microphone, new backgrounds, new lighting. And pretty much I can thank the patrons for that. So thank you for allowing me to drop a few $100 into new production equipment for videos and any other projects I do. So thank you very much for that. And if you like this channel, want to support the channel, and also want to do maybe coaching with me, or want to have influence on the types of subjects and things that we talk about, or join the exclusive patron only, that is to say $30 patron only twice a week classes, then think about signing up at patreon.com/afterlife topics. Or if nothing else, just subscribing to this channel helps support what we do over here at Afterlife Topics. Okay, with that said, what do I have to talk about tonight? So we're talking about what kind of afterlife do you want to create? So a takeaway point that I've gotten out of the last few weeks of discussions on the main Facebook page has been that some people have a specific view of the great beyond, and then they get very rigid about it. So we've talked about this in context of some people who feel, well, maybe earthly stuff is not pure or not godly enough, and so it's better if we become formless, or it's better if we relinquish earthly desires and things of the earth, material possessions, and sensual abilities, the ability to touch, taste, smell. And that some people feel strongly about this. And something I realize is that there's a lot of futility arguing philosophically with those people. It's, I think, more productive just to understand that the multiverse is inclusive for everybody, right? So experiences with the other side can greatly vary. Now, there are some consistencies. Near-death experiences, they often involve a light or a higher entity that looks or seems like a light or a higher self or a life review. Like, there are some commonalities that I think are reflected in this earthly experience. But by and large, when we kind of expand beyond just that immediate welcoming party after we kick the bucket and start thinking about the long-term picture, then the question becomes, where are we going to go and what's that place going to be like? And I actually think astral projection can tell us a lot more about that, because with astral projection, you can go kind of knee deep into the other side. You can experience the kinds of places among people who have transitioned for a very long time. And actually, I had an interesting experience just last night, because I was at this ocean, and there were these giant, like 20-foot waves. But I was very aware that these waves, like the collective intelligence of the people who were hanging out on this oceanside community, we're preventing those waves from crashing down and destroying the buildings or ultimately causing any problems. And so, as a result of that, it's almost like there was a collective knowing that you could go out into the ocean and play on those waves and surf and do things like that, and there wouldn't be any harm to the community or to the people themselves. And so there were all these young people jumping out into the ocean, surfing on the biggest waves I've ever seen in this mortal life. And also had to hit something like one group had like this big plastic pirate ship, and so they ran out like four of them in the pirate ship, and they jumped into the ship, and then they let the giant wave carry all four of them in the big plastic pirate ship, and then it landed on the coast. So that's one example of obviously just an astral type of realm, but it's being altered based on the collective thought of the people in that place. Now the location of it, I think my wall hanging just mysteriously dropped by itself. I like to say that that's some spirit meddling around, but really it's because I think I didn't secure it well enough. I was looking for a hammer, so I was just using tape. Anyway. Don't mind my setup crashing around, falling apart while I talk. We'll just continue. So right. So where was I? Right. So this particular environment, I kind of imagine that it is of maybe like astral California, so a place that corresponds in a way to the world we're in right now. But it is still like in any place in these higher realms that you go to, there's going to be a level of shared thought-based interaction, I guess, for lack of a better terminology. Now, this can be on a subtle level or it can be on a grand level, up to people basically creating entire worlds that they want to experience, whether that's films, Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter, or whatever it is you fancy. There's a lot of power when you're in a less physical environment to begin shaping and creating the world around you. And so that's why the question that I should propose for people watching this and people who study the afterlife, for lack of a better term, the multiverse is a better terminology, really. For people into the multiverse studies, what kind of environment do you want to go to? Because for me personally, I kind of know the environment I want. I need a place that has some level of limitations limitations and restrictions, because I might go into this more in a future video, but it's kind of like playing a video game on God mode. It's not that much fun. I want a place that's going to challenge me in some way, a place that still has some physical solidarity behind it, because without that, I feel like, without the challenge, without the little bit of the oppositional forces that block us from just doing anything that we possibly imagine at any time, or having the being able to play God mode. I feel like we need a little bit of a oppositional thing that assists with that. So that's just my personal preference. It's very likely that people watching this may have a different preference, and or some of you may also want to go into some kind of fantasy world, some kind of a place from your favorite fictional TV show. Personally, I don't think Westeros is a great place to go to. It sounds absolutely horrible. But hey, some people may want to try to recreate that or go into somebody else's recreation. So there's a lot of possibilities, and so there's no point in getting too hung up on other people's desires or wishes. So that's kind of the main gist of the thoughts I had on tonight, and also kind of giving this new equipment a spin. Almost a success, besides my backdrops falling to pieces while I did the video. I'm also noticing little flickers off the corner of my eyes. I'm wondering if there's a cable that might be loose. I'm hoping it doesn't come up on the final video. We'll see. I'll play it all back and figure it out. But anyway, though, this is a little bit of a test run. I'm also testing out a new microphone. So thanks for watching. And what else is coming up on Afterlife Topics? Well, I will have some more interviews coming up around the corner, which I think you guys will enjoy. There's, of course, the debate tomorrow. And I think, 2021 is off to a weird, crazy start already. Um, I'm feeling optimistic though personally. I'm feeling healthier. I think I'm getting better finally to some level from all the stuff that I've been referencing a lot this year on this channel. The virus that shall not be named that seemed to have a profound effect on my body. So I'm feeling optimistic, feeling good, and I want 2021, to really be a year of coming back better and stronger, and then we can all work on that perhaps. So that said, if you like this stuff, check out afterlifetopics.com. Pick up some books like Understanding Life After Death, The Afterlife, and Beyond. And oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention. Here, this cold Saturday night in Tucson, Arizona. Um, what I forgot to mention was there was the new Netflix documentary, Surviving Death, based on the book by Leslie Kean of the same name. I hear that the book is kind of better than the documentary, but it's still a good documentary with maybe a few rough patches. We have a thread on the main group about this because I guess a couple of the episodes focusing on mediumship were not exactly put forth in the most convincing way. But some of the people are saying that episodes 1 and 6 are really, really good, and then the episodes in between, maybe not so good. So I haven't watched it yet. I'm thinking I may just see episodes 1 and 6 because I don't need to die of cringe-itis. So it also means there's been a lot more people interested in the subject now actually coming to this channel and joining the Facebook group, which is promising. It's nice to see that. It's nice to see people literally don't even people. So many people out there who they don't even know what an NDE is. They don't know what a near-death experience is, which I find surprising. I can't imagine not knowing that because it's such a it's such a thing that's embedded into, I think, our culture. The near-death experience, going toward the light or leaving your body, or that whole thing. But there's people who don't know what that is, and they're just discovering these topics for the first time because of that Netflix show. So if you're here because you watched it, comment down below and let me know. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.